So now, ladies and gentlemen, into the main event of the evening. Devon versus vitaley for the top 2 spot in the world in the right hand. And for this match, indeed, Devon is using the crusty haircut. Onto the first round, Vitaley almost flash pins Devon outside of straps, but Devon he manages to slip, but almost he didn't. And of course, to start this match is taking just so long. Devon's yelling that the straps should be tightened. But after the ready go, we see some massive flop pressing versus Kings moving by Devon and Vitaley. But this time, Devon is opened, but this time he's not as open as he was on the left-handed match. And Vitaley seems to be in a very, very troubling position. Very troubling position for Vitaley. And then Devon starts to climb up the hand of Vitaley. He starts to gain height, but he is just like in the Michael Todd match that Vitaley had. He is very open in a King's move position, but this is a much stronger and better position than in the left-handed match. The match stops because Devon commits an elbow off the back. On the restart, Devon almost stops Vitaley in the center, but then Vitaley goes with the flop press. That would be very dangerous if Vitaley would have been stopped in the center, because Devon would be able to dominate much more from there. But now we're having Devon in a King's move position and Vitaley in a flop position, almost being able to pin Devon, but not quite. Devon starts talking to Vitaley, saying, hey Vitaley, and Vitaley commits a foul. Now on the restart, Devon commits, a false start, but it isn't called, and Devon stops Vitaley in the center, and he tries to come forward with his shoulder, but as he does so, Vitaley goes with side pressure, and he pins Devon beautifully with the flop press. 1-0 Vitaley Laletin. In my opinion, Devon shouldn't have came forward right now in the beginning of the match. I'm sure Vitaley has a lot of gas in the tank, so, to have come forward, to sort of press him, and then, it wasn't wise. Onto the second round, Devon tries slipping, but he commits an elbow foul while trying to. And on the restart, he manages to, which now will mean that the next rounds will be all automatic straps. Devon commits a false start, but it isn't called, so he gets a much better position against Vitaley. Vitaley is much, far from the pad than before. This match was more in the center, but then Vitaley committed an elbow foul. And after the restart, this match stops in the center, and Devon goes with the top roll, and he starts yelling at Vitaley, break you, meaning that he's going to break the humerus bone of Vitaley for being in the flop press position. So from that position, Devon goes and he pins Vitaley, and this match is now 1-1. What an exciting match. Onto round 3 is now automatic strap once again. And after the ready go, Devon hooks Vitaley Laletin, and he sort of did a flash pin to get the center. And now he is mocking Vitaley. He put his elbow on the pin pad, which means that he is touching the pin pad, which is not a foul. And now he is posing with Vitaley. He has got Vitaley's wrist and center. Now he's posing with Vitaley. He is mocking Vitaley, and Vitaley just gives up. 2-1 Devon Larratt. Now to the fourth round, I think. Devon simply flash pins Vitaley with a press of his own. Oh my god. He did a cup and press, and he scored the third pin in his match. 3-1 Devon Larratt. Now to the fifth round. Devon goes with a flop press of himself. He gave his wrist up because he knows that Vitaley is super tired, so he just gave his wrist. But now this match has come much more interesting because it is becoming quite difficult for Devon to get his wrist back, but Devon is flop pressing. Devon is pulling on the flop. He's making sure to pull on the flop, and then he transitions it to outside, gets Vitaley's wrist back once again, and then he's just posing with Vitaley there. He's just posing with Vitaley. Vitaley tries pressing, but he's almost in a break arm position. It is looking very, very nasty, but then, Vitaley's shoulder came in the center, I think. And after the restart, Devon flop presses Vitaley Laletin straight to the pad with a flash pin. 4-1 Devon Larratt. What an amazing, amazing match.